Yes my friends, it is officially spooky season by the time this video comes out at least. And the very first spooky season of our channel, so now it is time for a spooky analysis. When I wrote this script, Pig 5's spooky video had yet to come out and I was tired of waiting, so we are finally going to be covering another channel other than Pig 5 today. Celebration noises, and who will be covered? A new up-and-coming YouTuber named Normal Catalog, with only 49 subs. This must be fixed. Go sub to him right now. Also, this is going to be more horror, so if you don't like that, this isn't for you. Today we are going to be trying to solve the mystery of the horror series created by Normal, known as Normal Catalog. Even the first video has 2 minutes full of juicy lore. Normal does have other videos known as VHS Horror, and these are full-length videos which are connected. So, including the VHS Horror videos, there are 8 videos of lore. I am a little late to this party, but luckily it isn't over yet. This seems to be using the horror format that was popular a while ago that you might have seen, where it is about something or someone looking like family members or friends in order to kill people who make the mistake of letting them in. The jump scares aren't really jump scares in the normal sense. You think of jump scare, you would probably think of FNAF, but this goes beyond that. The scares are distorted image of people that are just terrifying to look at. They don't have to move at all, they are just there and are unsettling, to say the least. If you don't like these kinds of scares, don't worry, I won't show any. This is so you guys can watch for the lore without the scares. I'll just be in my little corner having to look at these images, looking for every last bit of lore. You're welcome. Let's just do what I do best for these videos, an analysis of all of the videos so far. The first video, and the one that made me see this channel in the first place, was a short showing part of the first video, titled, "Thank You, Dad." This is told from the perspective of a child we didn't know at the time. This video has 3 parts, the first part with a video of the road flying by at night from the perspective of a car. The radio breaks in the car and the driver isn't happy. We quickly learn through text on screen that the dad had left his home at night for some reason and something happened while he was away. What happened? The death of his family. The members of this family are the dad that left, the mom, and the kids, Noah, Mia, and the speaker. After stating all the names, we hear the scream and a spooky scare. Then, in the second part, we get a government message explaining the whole premise, people lookalikes being evil and such. Then in the final part, we get a video of a house on fire. The only new info was that the mom was sick. The second video tells you how to survive. In between the steps we learn some new things. Emily Jackson died at age 26, I think we all know how. Another victim is Malcolm Jackson, only 2 months old. The number one thing the video tells you to do, don't look at it, so I won't show any images for your own safety. If this is the last video I make, you will know why. The next video, titled Luke, starts with a record call of 2 very laid-back sounding guys, obviously Luke Craner and his friend Eric Keith. They discuss when they should hold their next party, but Luke doesn't seem too excited about it. Before they can come to a conclusion, the video ends with the sound of a gunshot and text reading, "You didn't have to do that," spooky scare, and the video continues with the text, "Dad, I will kill you," and after that the video switches to where we left off from the video, "Thank you, Dad." The car breaks down, and in the classic horror movie move, he leaves the car and walks into the dark forest. At this point I am starting to believe this is natural selection. After leaving the car, text flashes on screen telling him to stop, but he doesn't, spooky scare, and the video ends. By the way, this video is set on May 13, 2002. The next video is titled Normal without quotes, and starts with a call between Eric Keith and a 53-year-old man named Axel Marina, confirming that Luke was the one who got shot in the last video. Then we learn something shocking. Eric Keith called Axel to ask for help because his car broke down. Eric Keith,
"You are the father."
Though this is a little worrying considering he is 18, quite the young father. After Axel sends someone down to pick up Eric, the picture of his face distorts into a spooky scare and then back to normal. He asks Eric why he got in the car, then asks if he has heard the news, obviously referring to the normal people. Eric somehow doesn't, and Axel does tell him why. I believe that the spooky scare represented that Axel had been killed and replaced with a normal person, pretending to be him. We hear a little audio saying something is normal, although I couldn't quite make out what it said. Then, we learn that Eric actually made it back home, but it isn't burned down like we would assume, but no one is there and it is referred to as filthy. Then we get an audio with some retail worker being asked a question by the unmissable voice of Eric Keith asking, "Why does he?" Before being muted, the retail worker doesn't answer the question but instead repeats the price without acknowledging Eric's question. $7.67, sir. Then text comes on the screen asking what is wrong with her. Asking why she is so normal, the rest of the text disappears, leaving the word normal by itself. The next and most recent video is titled Eric Keith's Tape, and the final video of Chapter 1. It starts with Edward Keith's face blurred out and text claiming he is missing and a robotic voice saying, "criminal," over and over again. But what did he do? Well, it cuts to the video of the burning house and then to the distorted faces of Sophia Keith, Noah Keith, Mia Keith, and Luke Craner. Text flashes on screen saying, "Stop, it hurts," and "Where is it?" Then, the audio of the tape cuts off and the text says, "It hurts, I can't even afford therapy, and I lost everything." Then it says, "I think I should go to sleep." Then, a static noise starts, the text questions what it is, then the door opens, it's the father, but he's not normal anymore. We are met with a really dark image, so I did what any rational person would do and pulled a MatPat. Brighten image. I have a new theory, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Keith.
You are not.
That title belongs to the one and only Edward Keith. Who is Eric Keith then? He writes the text. All of it. Edward Keith is responsible for the death of the entire Keith family and Eric's best friend Luke Craner just as an extra bonus. Now, I have a prediction. There are two ways this series could go. Edward Keith will become the main villain of the series and go on a William Afton-type killing spree, or, and the one I believe, each chapter will follow a different group of people being affected by these normal people. And each chapter, it won't end well. But hey, that's just an analysis, a horror analysis.